Assalamu alaikum. Today we complete the second part of The Last Dog by Catherine Paterson. We will discover the plot, characters, and settings in full details. The main characters. We have two main characters, which is Brock, the young researcher, which all events revolve around him. All the sequence of events developed around his character and the event. Brog, which is the dog, and he's named after his discoverer. He's named after Brock. He is the secondary character that help in the development of events. So Brock discovered this dog and take it as vivid research evidence to convince the doom dwellers that life is available outside and there are living creatures. He should be a secondary character, but I included it in the main characters because it has a basic part and a major role in the development of Brock's character and his final decision to get out of the dome. The second part is settings, which is time of events. According to the text, it happened after an atomic war in the future. After the nuclear reactions destroyed all of the Earth, surface people went underground and built domes and houses underground to protect themselves from these reactions. Place of events, which is inside the dome in the beginning of the story, and the middle, and outside the dome in the normal atmosphere outside the story when Brock made his decision and went out with his dog and start to discover his new real life, not virtual life, just like the life he used to live inside the dome. Let's move to the plot. The plot is divided into three parts: beginning, climax, and resolution or uncover. The beginning of events. The story starts when Brock, the young explorer, proposed to go outside the dome. The podmaster asked him about his reason behind this trip. Brock answered, for scientific research. He wanted to explore the outside atmosphere to check the possibility of life outside the dome. He has 1 day support of food, water, and tablets. He has his protection or protective suit that will protect him from the poisonous atmosphere outside, as they assume inside the dome. We know, according to the text, that the atmosphere or the dwellers of the dome told each one or everyone inside the dome that there is no life outside the dome, and if anyone went out, he will never come back. That's why when Brock applied or proposed to go out, they were amazed and looked at him in a strange way. This is the beginning of the story. When he proposed to go out, they make sure that he has all support, oxygen, food, water, until he come back again to the dome. We have a virtual atmosphere. According to them, they have everything inside the dome virtual, not real, imitated in high quality, high copy. For the first time, when Brock saw the real sun and experienced the real feelings of being hot, he used to experience the virtual sun inside the dome, and he had the same feeling of being hot, but not just like this real feeling. He used to try all these elements, but as a virtual feeling, like artificial sun inside the dome. All his feelings even were artificial. He used his scanner to check the atmosphere. He discovered that it is not poisonous at all. So he used his scanner because he is not sure of his feeling because all his feelings inside the dome were virtual, and he knows that it wasn't real. So for the first time he saw the real sun and experienced the real feeling of being hot. We have also some virtual nature elements. Brock discovered that the real creatures are still alive outside. Like, he discovered that there are real green trees. The Podmaster told him that trees have extinct many years ago. So he knows that trees have extinct since a very long time. He also heard that voice of running water. So when he heard the voice of the running water, he remembered the virtual lessons when he used to hear this voice. He remembered that voice from the virtual lessons inside the dome. In his way, he saw a little dog moving around his mother's dead body. He felt the grief of the dog and tried new emotions he has never experienced before. So not just natural elements, he has natural feelings about the sadness of the dog when he was moving around his mother's dead body. So Brock is trying different and new, real, authentic things, natural elements and natural feelings of being. Again, virtual feelings. If you look at this dog, he seems to be very sad, like somebody who's mourning a loss of a dear person. This little dog was mourning, crying, lamenting his dead mother. Brock used his scanner to check the emotional state of the dog. The scanner told him about the feeling of loss, pain, and loneliness, as he used to experience virtual feelings. Again, virtual means artificial, not real, imitation. And you know that always imitation depicts the picture either better or worse. It is not the same. Imitation is always not the same like real life. The Podmaster misconsidered the distance from the dome to the near hills, so Brock's support of food and water will not be sufficient to the return trip to the dome. So he discovered that the water is fresh and the air is not poisonous. He discovered that the air is not poisonous at all. So he's discovering many things that prove that most, if not all, what he has learned inside the dome is false or not perfect. Now we reach it to the point which is very interesting, the complex. When events got complicated, Brock was very happy to find this dog. He went back with his dog. He was happy to support his research with vivid and real creature to prove his truth. But they want to kill the dog to prevent doomed dwellers to think of going outside the dome. So scientists inside the dome thought that if they prove that Brock is free of infection, his dog is free of infection, all the doomed dwellers, the people inside the dome, will think simultaneously to go out to discover this real, fresh, vivid life. By chance, while they are planning to kill the dog, under the cover of scientific experiments, Brock heard their conspiracy and started to prepare a counterattack to defend his friend Brock. So how would Brock save his new friend? As I told you, he heard this by chance when they were sitting in the lab watching them. They forget the mic because they used to talk to Brock across the mic because he was in a separation until they make sure that he's free of infection. So let's see what happened. What happened is considered the resolution or the uncover when Brock drew a plan to get his dog out. So Brock will draw a plan to get his dog out. Brock heard the conspiracy and started to prepare a counterattack to defend his friend Brog. He taught the dog to pretend of being infected, start to bark and bite him, and to bite Brock as well, so that the scientists accepted Brock's suggestion of throwing the dog far away from the dome. Thus, Brock achieved his goal and took the dog outside the dome. He went out and tried running without the heavy protection suit. We know that in the first trip, he is always wearing his heavy suit, being afraid of the infectious, poisonous atmosphere. But now he is sure that the atmosphere is normal and no infection at all. He intended not to return to the dome back again. He also told Brog that there might be other dogs around, and it is not the last dog. So Brog is not the last dog. And they started to search around. Here we discovered many things, that we have a struggle between external struggle between Brock and his friend Brog, one part, and the scientists inside the dome as a second part. And Brock was able to finish this conflict and escape from their dome. Let's have some critical questions, critical analysis about this story. You need to remember, where does Brock live, which is inside the dome. The dome is a manufactured world after the destruction of the outer world. You need to know, again, place of event, time of event, background, to know why did the author even write this text. Most of people were afraid of the mass destruction made by atomic bombs, and mixed with the scientific experiment and scientific background of the writer, he started to write this text. What do people believe about the world outside the dome? We know that most of them believe it's uninhabitable and poisonous, full of infections. They also believe that all living things have extinct since a very long time, so they are sure that there is no source of life outside the dome. That's why they stayed all the time inside the dome. And when Brock proposed to go out, they were really amazed and astonished of this. What does Brock discover about the world outside the dome? Brock discovered that it contains 11 things like trees, grass, and a dog. And he also discovered that it is vivid and all sources of life are available, and thought that might be other dogs around. So Brock discovered that all what he has learned inside the dome is not correct or not perfect, that life outside is not poisonous, and trees, water still valid, still available outside. It didn't extinct. Why did the scientists want to get rid of Brog? They wanted to do that to prevent the dome dwellers to go outside or think of going outside and discover the real world. And here we have two types of reflection, that when you want to convince people to stick to what you provide to them, you try to cover and hide the real things and reality, to let them live in an imaginative world. So the scientists inside the dome believe that this is the better world, or this is the best world people can live inside, and they ignored that people need to explore and experience the reality, the real life, not virtual feelings. That's why they wanted to kill the dog. But fortunately, Brock heard their conspiracy and was able to escape with his dog. And one day, I think other people will try to do the same thing. And as I told you, there is a great similarity between this selection, The Last Dog, and there is a movie produced at 2005. It's called The Island. It has the same idea that some people, some rich people, super rich people all over the world, they got some genes in a certain scientific way. It's science fiction, it's not real. They generated children that have the similar genetic and shape, face, body characteristics, and they grow them up inside a dome underground. And when they get old, they have the liver, some lungs, some defects in their inside body or even outside body organs. They kill these people and take their organs because they are not real, or they're not found on the earth, the underground, and nobody knows anything about it. So the island is very similar to The Last Dog. And finally, all the dome dwellers went out the dome and discovered that there is real life, and they even met the people who meant to be sacrificed for. It's interesting movie if you can find it. So let's back to Brock and Brog. Finally they get their freedom, and they went out to explore the real life and enjoy natural, authentic feelings, natural elements, and sun. Thank you very much, and let's meet in the next selection. Goodbye, everyone.